Acsbe's got a lot to be proud of over the last 25 years. It set a really solid foundation for where we are today. In many ways, Acsbe was a pioneering organisation.
Now, we're a not-for-profit organisation that is an affiliate of Acadia University that functions under the direction of a board of directors. And the board of directors is composed quite strategically of 50% community business government based and 50% Acadia University based.
The makeup of the board is important in the sense that there's a strong Acadia connection. But it also is beyond that. It also brings academics with business people and other entrepreneurs and people involved in commercialization and economic development.
Acsbe was incorporated in '88, but it didn't actually open its doors until '89. Dave Meisner was the founding executive director.
And Dave was a professor of accounting with the Acadia School of Business, and he was the founder of Acsbe as part of a Atlantic Provinces consortium of 4 universities. We began to change our focus from being a business school center to being a university center. And consistent with that, our definition of entrepreneurship began to expand.
To actually embrace change is part of the definition. To the way you think is different. You're thinking positively, you're thinking about ways to do things better, you have a positive attitude if you're embodying Acsbe's definition of entrepreneurship. And those characteristics, who wouldn't want them as an employer?
Entrepreneurial activity isn't a job description. You know, it's a mindset, and that's really the thing that resonated with me in terms of, you know, the philosophy that Acsbe was promoting, and the mission is it's not about what you do, is how you do it.
So no longer was an entrepreneur in our mind just a business person. It was somebody who was a go-getter, proactive, decision maker, action-oriented person who could contribute to themselves and to society either through starting a business, which is still valid, or through government, or through education, or through merely working within an organization but being of that enterprising entrepreneurial character. So we created the Acsbe entrepreneurial decision-making model, which really was divided into 3 areas. One, an area of exploration, where the expectation is people would look at the opportunities, they would analyze themselves, they would consider what their vision of success was and what their attributes were, and begin to embark upon a career choice based upon that. That there would be an evaluation stage, that would be the planning, the exercising in the business context, the creation of the business plan, the marketing analysis, competitive analysis, environmental analysis, and so on, and execution, which is the action component of that plan.
That entrepreneurial decision-making cycle, I was there during the days in which it was being developed. Andy Horsnell, who was a great friend of mine and a great mentor of mine during the early years of Acsbe, he's the actual individual that actually was able to craft it in a very, very simple but yet complex model that served us very, very well.
We had just done an adult training certificate program, and it talked about this learning cycle, this kind of circular cycle that people go through when they're learning stuff. And it kind of stuck with me as like, oh, this is kind of neat. This is what people do when they're starting a business as well. So tried to create a model that was reflective of that.
We used it extensively, not only in Nova Scotia, but that model has been taken right across the country through the APEC IBIZ program, and actually internationally. We've used that model in foreign countries. Today, I still use that model. I still use the concept of a personal vision being the foundation of any entrepreneurial vision, and the importance of ensuring a match between who you are and what you want to be and the business or the entrepreneurial endeavor that you want to pursue.
In the early days, Acsbe was sort of set up like a teaching hospital, we called it. So we provided and found opportunities for young students at the university to get engaged with clients in the community and to increasingly do more work with us, first as a project, then maybe as a part-time job, move into maybe summer employment, and ultimately had students who graduated come and work with us for 2 or 3 years before they went out into the community and spread the faith. So I think that was a really important foundational piece to the center and the work that we did, and providing opportunities for young people to do something that where they had a lot of responsibility and accountability, and room to grow.
I was young, 2 years into a business program, and I was offered an assistant business counseling position. That meant that I had time to spend shadowing for, it was almost 2 years that I ended up staying in that role, shadowing the business counselors of Acsbe, getting to sit in on actual business counseling sessions before I ever need do it. I was applying my theory I was learning in university while I was sitting in a real life example, which I couldn't ask for a better experience that way, yet I wasn't being put on a spot to do any counseling at that point in time.
What I found to be an amazing part of the Acsbe culture was this trust that the center placed in its employees, in the faith that it had in its employees, especially its younger employees at the time, because we were just students.
Well, my first exposure to Acsbe was when I was asked to join the board. I think it was around 2007. And I didn't know a lot about Acsbe then, but what really struck me when I joined the board was that it was very much mission driven. There was a lot of enthusiasm from the staff and the management, and they really felt they could do a lot of good things even though they're a relatively small organisation. Like any service organisations, the most important asset we have are our people and our team. And so one of the first things that was important to me was to ensure that our team were engaged with our go-forward planning, and that we had the right people in the right place and going in the right direction. And we've achieved that. So what we have now to offer is a very strong partnership with Acadia in one of our key service line offerings, which is new for us. It's Innovation Incubation Services, which is based on campus at Acadia, but links very directly and overlaps into other service offerings. We provide advisory services, we provide training services, and we provide innovation and incubation services. Advisory includes our business consulting, our business counselling, it includes our career services, and our various consulting pieces with the non-profit sector as well. Our training services encompasses all our learning opportunities that we have with clients, whether it be individually or as groups, and also includes our national training programs, in particular our APEC IBIZ program, but also some supplementary programs we offer nationally for business professionals. As part of our repositioning of our services, we also took time to sit back and look at how we want to present ourselves and how we want in our identity in the community. And we felt it was important this was the right time and a good evolution of the organisation to change our name. Not a drastic change, but it simplifies it, it speaks to who we are, what we do, and also maintains a strong relationship with Acadia.
The impact on me personally has been profound. You know, I have the honor right now of being the president of the Nova Scotia Community College, and without a doubt I wouldn't be in this role now if it hadn't been for my time at Acsbe.
To this day, a lot of what I do is drawing from experience that I had at Acsbe.
It was by far the best decision I've ever made in my career, in my life.
Acsbe will always be relevant to the community so long as it embodies that definition of entrepreneurship.
But the center is now changing and evolving to stay current with the changes in economy, the changes in the way people work and the way people live.
I really believe in what the organization is doing. I'm really interested and excited to see how those same principles and values translate into the new direction and new roads that Acsbe is forging.